Hello, 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 my friends. It is so good to have you back again. We're here on another wonderful Wednesday to experience the power of transformation. I am your host, Dr. Paula Obie, and I'm so glad that you've joined us tonight. I really am. We have a really nice topic that I want to discuss. This time of year, a lot of things are happening, but major things are going on in the public school world. And I just want to share with you my heart about our event that we held today. I think you're going to enjoy it. I really do. So, we say the same thing every week. We want you to tag your friends, we want you to send them an email, we want you to tell them that the power of transformation is on and they do not want to miss it. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that, okay? And then we're going to be right back. See you soon. Tag your friends. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Listen, if you see like bags under my eyes, well, there's a reason. I have been up since around 4 o'clock this morning because I work for Durham Public Schools, and the school system's traditional schedule starts this week. And this morning, we were there to prepare for what we call our convocation. This is basically a kickoff. And all of the folks are invited to come to this event. All of the schools, all of the sites, everybody's there. And we had to be there early to get ready for them. I'm thinking it was early for me to get there at 5:30, but there were people there prior to me getting there. Why? Because they care so much about someone else's kids. And it was amazing because after, the sun came up and I really understood that, there was a reason for me being there. I'm not trying to be funny. That's the transformation I went through. It's dark, but it's worth it. And then once all the activity buses stopped popping in and everybody started rolling in and getting to their seats, and they had their t-shirts on for their schools and they were showing their school spirit, it made me think about how much these folks love somebody else's children. And I will tell you, it was an epiphany. At first, I was sleepy, but once I saw them, there were thousands of first-time teachers, thousands of veterans, thousands of folks who were in the classified field. And when I just looked around, I saw love in their eyes. And I knew and I know that they could have any other profession. You hear me? Any other profession. But they care so much about my friends, their children. They care so much about them until they were willing to get up and join in and let us see their faces so we could have the kickoff. And the energy for 59 schools, 56, was just amazing. And of course, they had the marching, the band, and everything. But when I looked into their eyes, that's when it started to change for me as to their purpose. And the speaker asked all the first-time teachers to stand up and make some noise. And they did. I'm thinking, wow. They're new, they're energetic, they've never taught before in our system. Man, they were just on point. Then he asked the 1 to 5, they stood up. And then he just kept going. And even those that were teaching or had been in our school system for 30 years or more, that's when I said to myself, they love what they do. They love their classrooms. They love their students. They love running the facilities. They love feeding their kids. They love making sure that the building is beautiful. They love driving them there. The passion that they exuded for 30, well, maybe for an hour in the sun was amazing. We had our little fans, but they were sitting there with that look. Do you know what look I'm talking about? That look of purpose. It was the look of purpose of I'm here to do a job. I'm here because I love. I'm here because this is what God called me to do, to love someone else's child, to be a mentor, to be a coach, to be a shoulder to cry on, to be someone who makes a difference. Yes, that's what I saw. And as the morning progressed and they were engaging a little bit more, I could see them relax because they knew this was their day. The kids are coming back this week. They're setting up their classrooms. So I want to give a really, 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 really big shout out to Durham Public Schools and the effort and the energy and the fun that we had today, and the music and the photo booth. Everything was designed for us to understand that this is the time of year where all of those babies are coming back. All of those young adults, all those teenagers are going to be back, and they need for us to be at our best. At our best. So that person that arrived at about 5:30, who only had like a half a cup of coffee, by the time the program progressed, I was in a much different mood, y'all. I could feel the sacrifices that some of them have made. You know their stories. How many of them go in their pocket, to make sure that kids have what they need, to make sure their students have what they need, to make sure they get where they need to go. Many of them, they don't necessarily have the resources, but they make it work. And I was humbled. And I saw them there preparing themselves with that pride. And I asked myself this question. I'm going to ask you this question. Are you willing to give that much love to someone else's child? To be that mentor for them? To be that coach? I know many of them who do. And I believe that that is a calling that just comes from God. Being an educator is more than just showing up to the job. It leaves a lifetime impression on someone. It really does. And kids and young adults, they love their teachers. Now, we all know that there's a whole lot more to this story than just showing up for a day. These are folks who have to show up every day with a plan to make sure that plan is met. But I'm going to tell you today, they were looking all happy and excited. And whenever there was a time for them to cheer, there was a roar that could probably be heard for miles. Every time there was a time for them to have spirit, there was just a chant. Everybody was there. Everybody was there to show their support for this new 2023-2024 school year. I was very happy. So by the time we got halfway through the event, I started changing. My role is to make sure everybody's hired. But my role is also to make sure everybody is hired in a proficient way. And as I'm looking at them, I readjusted myself. I stood up a little taller. I stopped complaining about how early it was that I got there. I stopped complaining about getting there, at 5:30 and only had one half cup of coffee. I looked at the faces of about 4,000 people across our district in every facet, and I watched them prepare their minds, nod their heads. I saw the teamwork. I watched principals and assistant principals and directors and everybody just pull together. It made me feel so proud. It really did. It made me feel proud because I was a part of something that made me think twice about what my purpose is. You know, it's a big job to love someone else, especially if it's someone else's child. It's a big job to care about someone else where in their home they may not get what they need. They may not have enough food. They may not have enough clothing. And coming to school every single day, do you know how important that is to them? Coming to the site every single day, whatever the facility, it's really important. And the band, oh my God, there were two of them, and they worked cooperatively. And it made me think, oh, it's been a long time since I've been their age. But what made me change was the look on their faces. They were getting ready. They were on a mission. And I was so proud. And I was so happy. So within about 2 hours, I stopped worrying about what time I got up. And I started thinking about how can I support them? So I want to say to you these words. This is maybe the most important thing that I'm going to say tonight. Maybe. I want all of you who are my listeners, there's several of you, several hundred that listen. I want you to engage with the public school system this year. Find you someone in the system to support. If they're an educator, support the educator. If they're a facility worker, support them. If they're a bus driver, support them. I'm only naming just a few. If they're an IT person, support them. Give them a call sometimes. Ask them, what do you need from me? Because I appreciate you taking care of not just my kids, not just my neighbors' kids, but just the community. 4,000 plus people are going to make a difference in the lives of a lot of folks this year. So find someone, support them in whatever way that you are led. If you are led to adopt a teacher, that would be great. If you are led to adopt a facility worker, that would be great. If you are led to adopt a bus driver or a bus monitor, that would be great. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be nice if you started making phone calls and contributing to this effort? Oh my goodness, we could really take this thing to another level. Now, I know what some of you might be saying. You might be saying, Dr. Paula, they get paid to do their job. Those are my taxpayers' dollars at work. You can't pay them enough to love your children. You can't really pay for the love that they have when they go out and spend hundreds of dollars on someone else's child just so they have what they need. The General Assembly, and this is not turning into a political conversation, this is about love. But the General Assembly is responsible for the raises and the salary raises and all the financial changes, and they haven't made their decision yet. And that's fine. Sometimes it takes a while. But right now, I want you to get it in your heart. Get your pencil, paper. Find you an assistant principal to talk to. They could be in your neighborhood. They could be your church. Find you a principal to support. Ask them, what do you need from me? It could be something as simple as a text that says, hang in there. Find an athletic coach who's out there on the field with your kids, shaping their lives for today and tomorrow. Find someone to whom you can support and show them love, lots of it. And I believe that it would really, really, really make a difference. Now, if you need some help with thinking of different things, you can always send me an email. Always. Trust me, I know folks who would love to have you join in and help them show love. I can give you a list. But this year, we could make such a big difference. I mean, a big one. I'm on my soapbox, but something happened to me out there, and it made me realize they don't have to do this. They could find work somewhere else, but they do it because they care. They really do. And they do it and perform their task out of love. So kudos to Durham Public Schools today for showing up strong. Now, our specialty schools, they've already started, and our year-round schools started in July. They need love. But today we were one big happy entity. I'm going to show love to some folks. I would love to hear the testimonies from some of these principals or some of these other educators or just employees who say, you know what? I got a phone call today. And this person sent me like 5 gift cards to Chick-fil-A. I happen to like Chick-fil-A, by the way. Or someone sent me a gift card from another place. Or they called me and asked. I called them and asked, what they needed. Someone called me and asked what I needed and just brought me all kinds of things. I'm getting a little choked up because wouldn't that be really cool? They're not asking you. They're not begging you. But wouldn't it be nice if you got that extra level of support? This show is about the transformation of your mind. I love it because it's based on Romans 12:2. And you have to have a different mindset. It has to change in order for you to do something different. And it would be so nice. Now, listen, I don't want you to forget about the essential services people. They need love. I don't want you to forget about anybody. Trust me, I have a long list. So if you need somebody to love, if you need somebody which to show support, I got you. And hopefully, in the beginning of this conversation, you were saying to yourself, they have a lot of resources. They don't need me. And maybe at this point in our chatting, you realize that there is something that you can do to make a difference. There's something that you can do to make a change. There's something that's needed from you, from the heart, that's going to plant a seed. So I want you to just sit back for just a second. I'm not going to be on here too long tonight. But I want you to do something for me. I want you to think of someone in the school system who impacted your life. There has to be at least one person. And I want you just to reflect on their passion and their support and how they encouraged you. I want you to reflect on, they didn't have to, but they were there because they loved you. Reflect on that. Maybe you were the person who had lots of support. So we want to thank them. If they're still here, I want you to find them if you can. And I want you to tell them thank you. Because the seed that they planted in you, now you get to plant it in someone else. I'm still thinking about the 4,000 plus folk I saw today. Sitting in the heat. Proud to be someone to make a difference. I want to tell you how that makes me feel right now. And they had a good time. Let me tell you something. They had a ball. Because in their heart, they are doing something that really makes them happy. So again, my email address is available. You can send me an email. I know of a lot of folks who would love for you to show that love. and show that support, you can be creative. Oh my goodness, you can do whatever you want. Can you imagine? Listen to me. If several hundred or maybe a couple of thousand of the viewers would actually take on this endeavor, adopt a school, adopt a person, oh my goodness, look at the difference. Look at the difference we could make just in giving our support. I have a ton of ideas. So if you contact me, I'm going to give you a long list. We have an opportunity. Nobody's asking me to do this, by the way. I want to tell you, this is a free will showing love and support. It's nothing that you have to do. I'm just saying that it would be something that's nice to do. It's something that will pay off in dividends down through the years. It will be something, or these things will never, ever, ever be forgotten. I'm still kind of excited. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling being awake, early this morning. So, but that's okay. I got energized from knowing that these people showing love every day. Now the kids will be back this week. I'm sure that they may be the educators and everybody else will be a little tired at the end of the week because our kids have a lot of energy, young adults have a lot of energy. But I know that I will see that love on their faces because today I saw it and I don't think it's going to go away. So let's just kind of reflect. Reflect on that person that made a difference in your life. Reflect on that educator that made a difference in your world. Reflect on that facility worker who gave you a hug when you needed it. How about the person who fed you and made sure that there was a smile on their face when they did so? How about your bus driver or your bus monitor who waited a few extra minutes because you were running to get on the bus, running a little bit late, and they were like, no, we're going to wait. That's love and support. How about the folks that are greeting you as you walk into the building, and here you are just there, and they're just greeting you, saying, "Come on, we can do this." Think about the music teacher who's responsible for teaching you how to sing. It may not be your gift, but he or she would teach you anyway. Think about the theater folks. I want you to just stop and think about all these folks that you remember, or even that you know now. Give them a call. Send them a text. Send them a card. Do something very special for them. Not necessarily because I told you so, but because you want to show love and you want to show support. I really do believe that it takes an extra dose of love, or even an extra kind of love, to love somebody else's kids, to love somebody else's adolescent, to love somebody else's young adult through some good times in their lives and through some not so good times. So I'm hyped. I hope you're hyped. I hope you're thinking. I hope you're writing it down. I hope you're going out to the website and taking a look at the school listing and the facilities and all the sites. I'm hoping that your heart is pricked so that you have an opportunity to do something that's going to make an amazing difference in someone else's life. My goodness, I can just see that happening. I'm going to just sit back and wait for my phone to ring in the area in which I'm working, and someone says, you know what? I got a call today, and someone sent me flowers for no reason, anonymously. Really? And I'm going to say, really? Oh, that's nice. Or someone will say, yes, they just dropped off some goodies in a basket just for me, just to show love. And my expression is going to be, hmm, yes, there are some really nice people in this world. So are you enthusiastic about it? Yes, you are. You should be. These are your kids, these are your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, folks in your neighborhood, people that will really benefit from your kindness, people that really need your help, even though they may not even be willing to ask. They may not, they might not even know that you would help them. So I'm getting excited because I'm believing that you're going to make a difference this year. I'm going to hear the testimonies and I'm going to just smile. You know why? Because on this show, we always say things at the end and we're going to wrap it up. You know what we say? Do you know what we say every week? We say what it takes for you to change is to trust the process. You have to. You have to trust the process in order for the power of transformation to take place in your life. So take that first step. Write down the names of folks or the areas and the facilities where you want to make a difference and show love and support. Put it on your calendar, put it in your phone so that you're reminded to show love. Share that opportunity with your other family and friends, maybe with your church, and just say, we're just going to join in. We're going to do something special this year. Why? Because Dr. Obie said this is a year to do something special for our school system. Now, you know, I would love for you to actually support Durham Public Schools, but you could support other people. It would be good. I think God would be pleased with that. Again, in order for transformation to work, you and I, every day, we have to trust the process. So I appreciate you listening, and I'm waiting. I'll be waiting to hear that testimony or that conversation from folks in my own district, Durham Public Schools. Again, another shout. Thank you so much for helping me remember that what you're doing every single day, showing love and support, is from the heart. That's all we have. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.